The last few years we've either had a lot of water or no water. Different types of irrigation suit different seasons and different years. And so by having a mix we can take advantage of what's about on any certain season. We've got a pretty good closed system now, so we can recycle our water pretty efficiently, and we've been producing high yields for the last 3 to 4 years.
The latest round of developments with the bankless have been working out quite well.
A lot of people have come and asked about the bankless systems, and I think it's really important to have an open farm policy. Be willing to share your ideas and be willing to listen. We've got to the stage where we're irrigating every 7 days. More frequent but less water.
You know, so it's just keeping up with that moisture use and not letting the plant stress at all. Trying a few different things to see what works and fine-tuning what they've already done to get the most out of it.
Definitely open to all ideas. We're trying to get to the top of the game. You know, you just keep setting your goals higher.
We just try to improve and refine our ideas from year to year, I guess.
CSIRO have done the plant breeding trials. We've enjoyed doing it with them. They started with 25 varieties back in '82 and now they've got about 2,500 varieties this year. And Monsanto, well, we've done a lot of trials with them. It's our little contribution to the industry.
They are innovative and they do apply a different strategy in terms of fallowing. We try and focus on trying to improve that fallow because that is the next crop, that is the future.
Integrated pest management goes from the time when we're using a lot of heavy chemicals and we're killing everything that stood in the crop basically, and then we decided that use of beneficial insects, and they work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's just a good environment to have birds around our fields. We just can't rely solely on the technology. We've got to watch out for whatever else is coming up down the track.
We've just got to be smarter than insects.
We have a very good workforce, work as a team. I think it's just attention to detail. Trying to get the most production out of the megaliter of water is what our game is.
We've got 3 river systems to draw water from, plenty of licences on those. We have 2,800 megs of weir pools all licensed.
Who put the weirs
in? No, we built this.
The water's the biggest benefit by far, but it's more a combination of having the right team there to be able to maximise the efficiency of that water, being able to implement anything new that improves on what we have been doing. It's based around the farm becoming more water use efficient, which is the idea of the whole development.
We support a lot of the local communities and help in with races and school funding, and we've just got to try and keep our local communities in a situation where they're viable and have them there for the employees that want to come and help us run the place. And we've got to renew, keep the young people coming through.
We've been working with the Armidale University for a few years now, and they've been using us as a training background and getting some work experience, and we're getting a better quality employee.
Let's give all our nominees a round of applause. On the stage we have our sponsor Monsanto's Mark Dawson with the finalists Graham, Robert, Andrew, Robert and Tristan. I'd like to invite Mark to ask and interview our nominees for the category of Monsanto Grower of the Year. Thanks, Mark.
Great, thanks, Lyndon. First question I'd like to ask will be to Cookie, Graham Cook. Cookie, your farm's one of the, I guess you don't see that many with just about every type of irrigation that you can think of on it. What is it about the bankless irrigation system that you think works well in your operation?
Yeah, thanks, Mark. I think the bankless works well, being a smaller farm with a few less men running around. It just works in combination with the sprinklers and the flood, in the fact that the efficiency of not only just the starting the siphons, but I think more so the tractor efficiency of being able to get on and off the paddocks and without the rotor bucks and and everything else. I think that's one of the major factors of the bankless working in on a small system.
Okay, great. Thanks, Graham. So the next question is for Rob and Andrew Newell. I'd like to ask, what do you think the main opportunities for growth and development, and where do you see the future of the cotton industry?
I guess the major thing we have for development is adequate water and secure water. Without that, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Opportunities too is that with the varieties these days, the cotton is grown in wider areas, all the way down south to all the way up at Northern Emerald. The new equipment that's available with planters to get more precise planting, more even planting and better establishment. The technology in the future with Bolgard 3 and in the distant future, or near to distant, is the 3-gene herbicide, which we won't rely solely on Roundup, which will help with the resistance. And with the Bolgard 3, the chance of no pupae control, which you might, if you have moisture, have a chance of a winter crop. And just with the technology, it'll bring a different group of people into the industry from the younger generations.
Terrific, thanks, Andrew. And if I can just get you to come forward a little bit into the light there, Rob, so you can't see, but people can see you. I guess as we went around on the judging tour, staff was a constant, and getting good staff, keeping good staff was a constant theme on all farms. You've got quite a large staff. Between you and Tristram, tell us a couple of things you think are important, the ways you find and retain that staffing group?
Yeah, we've got probably about 21 to 25 permanent people out there. Sometimes it can be a challenge to keep good people. Firstly, I think you've got to have a place where people want to come to work when you're trying to find people. They've got to want to come there. And that means you need to have a good name. Word of mouth is from past employees and present employees is an excellent tool for recruiting new people. And another important thing is your image, your reputation through the industry, and how you're seen by the local community. And we find it's really pleasing to be able to help the local community with, sponsoring different things and keep that community a good place for people to come to and have some green grass and a pub and the races and other things there to make their life as good as we can make it. Another thing we consider is pretty important is we try to aim to be leaders in the industry by taking on relative programs like BMP and the UNE Farming Futures programs and the Cotton Industry Skills programs. It keeps you at the cutting edge, and most employees like to be at a place where they feel they're at the cutting edge of technology and excuse me, rather than caught somewhere that doesn't replace their equipment, etc. We also find it's taken quite some time to develop a really good management structure so that fellows that put an effort in and show good promise are able to work their way up the management ladder and achieve, improvement in their work field. To retain good staff, we feel you've got to have a really good team environment where staff can be motivated and all work towards a common goal. It's good to provide good training and allow you guys to get to field days and training programs that are put on. Staff need to be allowed to take ownership of their job and also take on the responsibilities that come with it. The more they're allowed to do that, the better they'll become. We like to try and have continuity of employment. You need these guys there in the good times, but they need you in the bad times. And we need them too, because all the training and effort that's put into educating is not real good when you see that walking out the gate. So we try to give them continuity of employment. And that about wraps up our staff side of it. And hand you back to Mark.
Righto, thanks Rob. Try to Lyndon.
Thanks, Mark. Let's congratulate all our finalists.